Hi. Is this working? I can't tell. Hopefully. Is this working?
Hi. Is this working? I can't tell.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right. Okay.
Is this working?
Hi. Hi, Becca. So how's everyone going with like NaNoWRIMO? Yeah. So have you been able to like start your project for NaNoWRIMO, or is this like the first chance you've had to actually try and maybe get some words in? Okay. All right, so we'll be doing a couple of writing sprints in this live stream. Yeah. So I'll probably do a couple like 15-minute and maybe a 20-minute writing sprint. It really all depends. At least this live stream will go for about maybe an hour, maybe more, depending if anyone, depending on the number of people watching, if you guys actually want to do it. But yeah, is there anyone that has any questions about anything? So if you guys don't know, I'm Anna Finch from Finch Press. Today, this is like the third day of NaNoWRIMO. I live in Melbourne, so the hours are a bit different. So at the moment it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's Melbourne Cup Day, so it's a public holiday, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, so it's like nice and sunny. It's going to be like 30 degrees today, which is awesome. Oh, North Queensland. Oh, that's awesome. Do you live in which city do you live in? Like Cairns or? Sorry, I'm just having lunch as well while I'm doing this. So North Queensland. Are you participating in NaNoWRIMO this year? Or Cairns? Oh, that's awesome. We were planning to go to Cairns this year before all this happened. Hopefully I can go next year for holiday, because from what I've heard, Cairns is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, with NaNoWRIMO this year, I'm working on my second novel, which is currently titled Unspoken. At the moment, it's planned to be like a Little Mermaid meets Beauty and the Beast kind of story. Yeah. Well, if you have any recommendations about what to see in Cairns, that would be awesome. Yeah. 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 Anyway, what are you doing for NaNoWRIMO? Okay, novel 50K, historical fiction set in 1700s England. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, is it for young adults or for adult? YA, yep. Third novel never published. Oh, okay. Third Nano. Okay, that's awesome. Well, if you ever do decide to publish, it can be a bit tricky, especially because I'm independently published. It can be a bit tricky with independently published, especially because we live in Australia. So getting it independently published is a bit tricky, but it is also pretty awesome. So whenever you feel confident enough to do it, go for it. And third, Nano, how have you gone with like NaNoWRIMO in the past? So I published on multiple platforms. So for print books, I published with Ingram Spark. So my paperback, large print, and hardcover. So the large print and hardcover come out next year, 8th of March. So I printed those. I had those uploaded and distributed through Ingram Spark. Yeah. So I distributed it through Ingram Spark because setting it up was super easy. So with independently published, I had to get an ABN and like be registered as like a sole trader to do independent publishing. But it took me like 5 minutes to set everything up for like the ABN and like all the accounts and stuff. Ingram's pretty easy to use, honestly. They've updated it, so it's a lot easier to use now and set up. And they distribute the paperback pretty much everywhere. So to my surprise, it ended up on the Dimmix website as well. Yeah, and ebook, I used D2D, so draft to digital for Barnes and Noble and Apple, and like for the couple of the other like libraries and stuff. This is for the ebooks, because if I publish directly with Apple, I have to register for GST to publish with them. And according to Australian law, you don't need to register for GST unless you earn 75,000 from that particular business. So I went, no way. And I published direct with ebooks for Amazon KDP. It was easy to fill in the paperwork. Kobo, super easy to fill in the paperwork for that. Also, I did Google Play. I went direct with them because otherwise I have to go through an aggregate, publish drive particularly, and I don't want to pay a fee per month. But filling in for Google Play, if you ever go direct with Google Play, it's tough. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really glad. I'm really glad people are interested in it and like it. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty tough, like actually getting it done, because I work full time as a teacher, which comes with a lot of paperwork. So getting it done in that short amount of time, it took me about 7-8 months, like to finish writing and editing and like formatting and everything. Yeah. And this is like only my second time doing NaNoWRIMO, or at least the one in November. I did NaNoWRIMO the first time in November last year, and my book is actually my NaNoWRIMO novel, believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah. And if you ever look for like editors and things, Fiverr has a lot of good editors that you can get for a decent price in Australian dollars, particularly developmental editing. There's a couple of good developmental editors on Fiverr for like a 90K novel or less. You might spend about $200 for developmental editing, and whereas most other websites there's like 1,000 and something for a developmental edit. Have you had a look at the sample chapters and that online for Voiceless. You used Fiverr before for proofreading? Yeah, proofreading is good too. The main edits I wouldn't skip on are developmental and proofreading, because the copy and line edit, you can get a friend or someone to help. Where are you working on the same book or another project? So I am actually working on the second novel. It's going to be in the same series as Voiceless. It's same series, but it's a completely different character POV. And it's can be read as a standalone. Basically, can be read as a standalone within the same universe as Voiceless, which is the novel that is out. Yeah, so technically it's another project. All right. Yeah. I'll see if I can share. How many words am I into it? I'm only 3,000. I'm about 3,500 words in. I'm supposed to be further along in order to like meet my word goal of 90k by the end of the month. But I think I'm up to chapter 3 or chapter 4. So I'm just getting into it very slowly. What about you? How far along are you in your NaNoWRIMO project? Yeah, I have to write about 3,000 words a day in order to meet my NaNoWRIMO project goal. So which is basically double what the like standard daily goal is for NaNoWRIMO. I mean, I can write that much in a day, and I have written more. I have written 10,000 words in a day before, but I pulled an all-nighter for that. And yeah. Okay. Well, 4,000 words. Oh wow. Oh, so you just okay, so you only need what? Another what? 900 words in order to meet the word goal for today? All right, well, let's see if we can get you there at that word goal. All right. Would you like to do a writing sprint for 15 or 20 minutes? That's what I say. Okay, so you know where you're at for the next scene. Oh, that's good. That's good. It helps. 20. All right. So I'll share my screen. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share. All right. Okay. Cool. So you should be able to see that. So I'll set it for 20 minutes. All right. Let's get started. All right. I'll mute myself that way. to unmute my mic. 398. That's awesome. I only got 231, which is not bad. Considering I've been putting off writing today. So that's not bad for the first sprint. So I've got to add that to my NaNoWRIMO count. Let's see if I can add that to my word count today. All right. 2, 1. Laptop. Okay, so I started at 12. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to do these. Let's see. Okay. I've only got 231. Yeah, so it's not bad. I mean, I've been putting off this particular chapter for a while. Because it's like this particular chapter I'm working on, it's conversation based, particularly between two siblings. And yeah. Well, that's cool. So you got a good idea for the next scene. That's amazing. Yeah, like sometimes the best ideas come while you're for another scene come while you're writing the scene you are writing. And yeah, sometimes when that sort of things happen, where I get an idea for like another scene while I'm writing a particular scene in one chapter, it's kind of hard not to go like directly to the scene you just got an idea for and like write that scene. Yeah. Yeah, so with this chapter I'm working on, hopefully with these writing sprints I can get this chapter done. I mean, it's not going to be long, this particular chapter, but if I can get it done, then I can go to the more interesting bits. Yeah, so I've got 2 more chapters in this character's. I've got this chapter and another chapter in this character's POV, and then I go to the love interest / possible antagonist for the next chapter, which is going to be pretty interesting. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm kind of a mix of both. I mean, I plot like for the novel. Both of like pretty much any novel I've written, I've plotted, and I try to plot out exactly like what happens at the beginning, what's the inciting incident, what pushes these characters. So I plot out like the key parts of the story and the character, so particularly what motivates the characters and what they're like, and I plot that sort of stuff out. I don't put like a massive amount of detail in each of these aspects, but I plot it out. When I'm writing, I may change when I get like I might be writing. So like for Voiceless, like I planned it one way, and by the time I got to like the 3rd chapter, I'm like, ooh, it'd be more interesting if I do it like this. And basically the whole plan just like got derailed. So I plot and I do an outline, but I don't always stick with the outline. If it will be more interesting to do it in a different way, I will go that different way. Whatever keeps me engaged. So with novels, I plot, but I don't always stick with the outline. Short story. Oxy discovery writing as this time. Yeah, I mean, I've most of the time, like when I was in high school doing like creative writing for like school assessments, I did plan because we were required to plan for it. But most of the time, like with short stories, poetry in particular, because I used to write that sort of stuff before. Short story, poetry, discovery writing, I don't plan anything. I just have an idea and I just say, go for it. But yeah, I go off track. Even I could have a plan that's like completely detailed and about every single thing that happens, and I just go off track. Simply because it's more interesting to go off track. Like, I'm a big procrastinator. So if I don't have a clear deadline, my brain goes, no, it's more interesting to do this sort of thing. You can do that stuff later. Let's do this instead. It's just, yeah. So anything that keeps me engaged in my writing helps. I mean, I've done discovery writing in parts of my first draft for Voiceless. Yeah, that does happen. I mean, I do write myself into a corner. Like when I had to once I did developmental editing for Voiceless, and I had to add all this other backstory and character development to the characters. And I wrote myself into a corner, and I'm like, how am I going to fix this? She's got to, like, yeah. Writing yourself into a corner sucks. Because then you have to look back and add something else or take away something so that you can get rid of the corner that's blocking you towards the end of the novel. Which is what I had to do with Voiceless. I had to go back and add something to give my character a reason to do something else, which would lead to the conclusion of the story. Plotting. All right, so you love outlining and plotting. So it's your favorite part of the process. I like outlining and plotting. Mainly because I can do it in one sitting, and I can like get into it and like plot out everything and like do all my notes and everything like that in the one sitting in like an hour or maybe 2 hours depending. And I can feel that sense of achievement. Whereas developmental, like writing the first draft is hard, but I enjoy it because I'm writing the story for the first time. It's the editing stages that I really hate. I like when I'm writing, I tend to delete words. Like I deleted a couple of words when I was just doing the 230 words. I deleted a couple of sentences, like because it didn't sound right, and just like I get stuck, and I hate feeling stuck because then I just lose. Like if I get stuck and if I can't see my way past that bit I'm stuck at, I just like my brain just goes off track, and it's like, nope, put it off, don't worry about it. Which is kind of why Voiceless came out when it did, rather than earlier, because I kept on putting off developmental editing, and developmental editing, I had to add 40,000 words to my manuscript in the developmental editing stage, which is a lot. And because I was already in the headspace, like, yep, I've achieved it, I finished the novel, developmental editing comes back, nope, you have to add this amount of stuff. So it honestly, what's your least favorite part of the writing process? Do you have any other writing book ideas that distract you, or is this the only project idea? No, I have other ideas. I'm working on I started working on a novel with my brother. It's basically an assassin novel. It's a YA assassin. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, editing sucks. It just, I put it off when I do editing. But yeah, I'm still on the first draft with the novel that I'm working on with my brother. So Assassin has to work out whether or not whether or not he agrees with this organization and what is he going to do about it, kind of thing. Similar to, I don't know if you've watched Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That's kind of the sort of story we're going for when it comes to this assassin novel that my brother and I are working on. So that distracts me. But I've also got like 2 other novel ideas that I've kind of started. One of them's like Mordred as the good guy. Yeah, my brother, he writes. He mainly writes short stories. He wants to finish a novel. But we're writing it together partly because he's more good at like the plot sort of stuff, whereas I'm more character driven, so we can kind of mesh well and work together and do something pretty cool. Yeah, so he wants to work on that. We may end up working on some other stuff later, but he's just started working with at his new job, so we're kind of delayed with that with that book, because normally we would go to the library and work on it, and as I live in Melbourne, past 6 months everything's been shut. Yeah, so yeah, yeah, like surprisingly, yeah, my brother and I work well, surprisingly. We get along. We like similar sort of stuff. He likes more sort of action type stories, whereas I like more fantasy and sci-fi. So we're kind of trying to mix sci-fi and action in that assassin novel. So we both get the best of both worlds and that kind of thing. But yeah, he's really good. He's really supportive as well, and he's basically my first reader. So he reads my first draft when it's all like when it's still a mess, and he's very honest. So if it's crap, he will tell me to my face that it's crap and that you need to fix it. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty good. Like, he's really supportive. My family's pretty supportive, which is cool. Yeah, they've been pretty supportive with everything, with writing and my reading, sort of my kind of having a pack of books. Yeah, like yeah, because it is good to have someone that's honest and supportive. My brother's honest. He's brutally honest. If it's crap, he'll tell me it's crap. My mum is a slower reader. And English isn't her first language, so she will have trouble reading, but she is supportive, but she may not exactly tell me if something is not that great. My dad just doesn't really read much. But yeah, honestly, I would have a lot of trouble if it wasn't for my family being as supportive as they are. I would have a lot of trouble because they kind of motivate me and push me, and yeah. So it's kind of hard. It's good to have someone there. It's not too personal. So she speaks Spanish or Castellano. I'm Latino. Yeah, so I speak Spanish as well. although my language skills in Spanish has kind of gone down because I'm speaking more English at the moment. But yeah, I speak Spanish. We both do. Yeah. And I try and write. I also write some like poetry or short stories in Spanish as well. Yes, I write short stories. I think there was a story I wrote that was a mix of Spanish, English, and I think Chorua, which is the indigenous, like some of the words from the indigenous language that survived from our country. Yeah. What about you? Do you speak another language? So, Quincy, there's a new viewer. So, to the new viewer, welcome. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Doesn't speak Dutch. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's all right. Okay. So we've got two new viewers. Okay. Welcome, Jay, and welcome, Ben. Hi. So we've just done our first writing sprint for NaNoWRIMO on this channel. So we can do one. We're going to do another writing sprint. Would you guys prefer 20 minutes or 15 minutes for the next writing sprint? Hey, and there's another new viewer. Welcome. Everyone here is welcome. All right. All right. So, Jay and Ben. Oh, 15. Okay, so Abigail, 25. Jay, 15. Yep. Ben, what do you think for the writing sprint? 15. Oh, just past midnight. Okay, where exactly? Where do you guys live? Like, if it just past midnight, is it the UK or UK, US? All right. You know, we'll do a 15-minute one for this round, and we'll do another. Oh, you live in DC. So Jay, you live in DC. It's 9 p.m. All right. Well, let's see if we can get some words in for NaNoWRIMO. Okay, so we'll do 15 minutes this round. Morotiana. Okay, cool. All right. So we'll do 15 minutes this round. And the next round we'll do 25. All right, so I'll share my screen so you guys can see the timer. Okay, so we'll do 15 and then 25. All right. Okay. All right, let's get started. Hello, Charlotte.
So we're just starting our next writing sprint, which is 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to put myself on mute, but welcome to my channel. Okay. All right, let's go. I'm just going to mute so you guys can't hear me when I'm like writing while I'm reading while Thanks for letting me know, Jay. Okay, so this sprint is up. I've just got to count my words and add them to NaNoWRIMO. How did you guys go with the sprint? Uh, 193. Right, so I've got 193 words for this particular sprint. So I'm going to add that. All right, so you got 223. Ah, cool. Charlotte, you're making a character outline. Hey, the words that you put in the outline, they count. Because some people for NaNoWRIMO, they do planning or outlining for the project before they as part, and their word counts as part of NaNoWRIMO. Bria May, I don't know if I said your name right. 162. Yeah, for 15 minutes, or probably a bit less than 15 minutes, pretty good. You forgot about that one. You got 188 words for that sprint, Abigail. Oh, so you're finally onto the scene you're excited about. That's cool. Ben, you got 94 words. Yeah, hey, that's not that bad. All right, you've got words. The words count. Okay. Yeah, so that's okay. Like 94 words, it counts. That's like about a paragraph. So I wouldn't feel too bad. Like sometimes we write more in a session because we're more motivated. Sometimes we write less. There's nothing wrong with that. So Charlotte, your nano project is last minute. Hey, that's okay. Like last year for my nano project, I literally decided last minute to do it. I literally decided like the day before Nano was supposed to start to actually participate in NaNoWRIMO, enjoying the events. But yeah, like, well, considering you like started last minute, did you like just start planning for Nano like on the 1st of November? Because if you start on the 1st of November, those words count. Yeah. All right. All right. So yeah. Well, whatever words you did for the planner, count them up. Whether it was the character outline or a plot outline, count them up, add them to your NaNoWRIMO project. It counts. NaNoWRIMO is mainly about getting words down rather than, it doesn't always have to be a novel. For NaNoWRIMO, it can be poetry, it could be short stories, it could be essays. Speaking of essays, I've got like 5 or 6 essays I've got to write for a job application as well today. So I've got to get my word count, which is 3,000 words for my particular word goal. Yeah. So the project outline planned for a whole month. Oh, so you originally planned for one novel and then just switched, Abigail? Yeah, like sometimes, hey, whatever works. If you decided this new idea was more interesting, there's nothing wrong with that. I want to keep writing. You also need, so Jay, you need to find Russian diminutive for Svetlana. Well, Lana is a nickname. Could be one that you can put on there. But Russian diminutive. I think there's a couple. I think you may be able to. There's a couple of like websites that can give you those sort of diminutives. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we can probably do one more word sprint. I may be able to go for a bit longer. Depends. Because Melbourne Cup race starts at 3 o'clock. And our family normally watches the race as soon as it happens. So we can do one more. I'm also going to be doing more live sprints for NaNoWRIMO. I have scheduled 2 more. So there's one on the 14th of November. I think I put for the 14th of November, which is, I can't remember what day. I think the 14th of November is a Saturday. And I think I put it for 1 o'clock in the afternoon Australian time, which would be roughly around the same time as now. And there's one on the 28th of November as well at the same time. 28th of November is a Saturday as well. I may make the one on the 28th of November probably 3 hours because there's only like 3 days. On the 28th, there'll be like 3 days left until NaNoWRIMO ends. Yeah. Anyway, how did you guys go with like your word goal for the day? Like, how many of you are nearly done with the word goal for the day, or need just a little bit more for the daily count? All right. Did any of you guys like have any questions to ask me about anything really? So Jay, you need about 700, and Abigail, you've got about 400 words to go. Well, I'm going to do a 25-minute writing sprint. So hopefully you may be able to get at least most of that 400 words or most of that 700 words to go. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll do 25. And depending how we feel after that, we may do some more. All right. So I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes. Let's see if it goes up to that. Okay. All right. Let's get started. All right, so 25 minutes, and depending on how we feel after that, we may do one more, we may not. It really depends on you guys. All right, I'll just mute my mic. Hi, Melvin. We're doing a writing sprint. There's like 2 more minutes left for the writing sprint. Okay. So time's up. I'm going to see how much I've got so far. All right. So how much? I'm trying to work out how much I wrote. Okay, so I've got 327 words. I'm just going to add that to my word count here in NaNoWRIMO. 7 home on the laptop. And okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so I've got. Okay, so you got 300. Jay, you got 300, and you got 351. Oh, that's cool. You got a bit more than me. That's good. So you're pretty much nearly halfway through the goal or the word count you need for today. Abigail, you got 269 in that sprint, and you hit the word count for today. Congrats. That's awesome. And Ben, okay, so you got 143 words this time. Oh, that's cool. That's good. You pretty much nearly doubled what you wrote last time. So that's cool. You're just starting to get into the flow of things. And considering it's like, I think, 12 a.m. where you are? It's awesome. Yeah. And Jay, I see you're doing the touch typing games. Yeah, those sort of things really do help improve your word count. Yeah. All right. All right. So I am I'm nearly halfway through the daily word goal for NaNoWRIMO, but I've got a 3,000 word goal for each day because I've got to write 90,000 words this month because I have to get my first draft done. Yeah. Abigail, so you wrote the scene you were excited about? Okay, cool. All right, that's pretty cool. I'm really glad you were able to get all the words you needed done. Yeah. All right. It's up to you. We can do another word sprint. Otherwise I'll probably end this now because I've been doing this since 12. So it's nearly 2 hours. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll probably stop the writing sprints for today. I need a bit of a break. Yeah, so I'm gonna have another live stream for the writing sprints I think it's this Saturday. Is this Saturday the 12th or 14th? Hold on. 14th of November. Trying to think. What day is it? Okay, so it's not this Saturday. So I have one scheduled for a writing sprint scheduled for next week on the Saturday, because for the halfway point. I can do one more. I can definitely do one more. And then I'll have to stop. I'll probably just do a short one, probably 10 minutes. But if you guys are interested, I can schedule a live stream or writing sprint for this Saturday, the 7th of November. Probably for about 1 o'clock here in Australia. So I can schedule that and put it on my channel. Thank you, Charlotte. I can do one more 10-minute and then take a break. But I definitely want to get this chapter done today because I've been stuck on this chapter for a while. Yeah, so I'll do a 10-minute writing sprint and then I'll end it. But if you guys want, I can organize one for this Saturday for a writing sprint, probably for about 2. I'll probably organize a live stream for about maybe 2, maybe even 3 hours, depending on how well we go. But let me know in the comments if you're interested in doing a writing sprint on this Saturday. All right, so we'll do a 10-minute writing sprint. This will be the last writing sprint for today. Okay. All right, we'll do 10 minutes. It will at least get me out of this. It will at least let me finish this scene. Okay, so 10 minutes. Let's do it. Let's see how much we can get done. All right, I'll mute my mic. That way. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to count my words. Let's see. Let's see how many words I've got. All right, I've got 157 words for this writing sprint. Let's add that to NaNoWRIMO. Whoops. 157. On the laptop. And I started at 1. All right, so I only need another. Okay. All right. So how did you guys go with that last sprint? How many words did you guys get? So Ben, you got 50. You got 53. Cool. Hey, you got words. You achieved. You got words in 10 minutes. You got Jay, you got 210. That is amazing. You're a pretty fast writer. Yeah, cool. And yeah, for 10 minutes of writing, I think we've all done pretty well. All right. Okay. Well, that was the last writing sprint. I will, if you guys are interested, I will set up a live writing sprint for this Saturday. Probably at 1 o'clock Australian time. So that would probably be, I can't remember. It'll probably be roughly at this time. I've just got to set it up. Yeah. Jay, you've been really working hard at typing faster. Yeah, I can type fast, but only if I'm really into a scene. Okay. Yeah, that would help. It can help. Yeah. All right. Well, this is the last one, so I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this. And I will set up one for Saturday for those who are interested. It'll probably go for about 2 hours, roughly. Yeah. All right. So thank you for coming. So you got Ben, you got 290 words in total. Oh, cool. Hey, that is really good progress. And yeah, I'm more than happy to do sprints each week for NaNoWRIMO. It kind of motivates me to actually get into the zone and writing, which helps. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end this stream. Yeah, and I try and upload videos at least once a week. But I teach full time, so sometimes I may miss 1 week or 2 because of my workload. And yeah, so that if I don't upload during the week, it's probably because I'm busy with all my paperwork and everything, because I've also got to write 6 essays for job applications for teaching. Thanks, Abigail. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, and if you guys don't know, my book is now out. So Voiceless, A Mermaid's Tale is now out. It's available pretty much in any e-retailers. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, Jay, you're a home teacher's aide. Okay, that's cool, and that is pretty tough, and especially considering you mentioned 7-year-olds. Yeah, I I covered when I did CRT work, so casual relief teaching. I did teach primary. I did teach or supervise primary kids, and it is loud. And I commend you for working as a teacher's aide for kids that age, because it is very tough, and I do not envy you for it. It is really tough. Do you enjoy working as a teacher's aide? You're probably gonna write stuff while the young ones work on maths. Yeah, and you enjoy it. It's good that you enjoy it. It helps when you enjoy what you do. And, and about like working while they're doing maths, I've done that. I've done that when I had to supervise a class that wasn't my normal class. I would actually just open up the Word document and just start typing. Last year for NaNoWRIMO, I ended up typing some of my word count while at work. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just going to end it here. But if you guys have any questions about anything, it could be about my novel, could be about anything else, writing tips, whatever, anything's okay. You're more than welcome to ask me. Yeah, so you're more than welcome to ask me in like the live sprints, or you can ask me on any of my videos. I really don't mind. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It does help you've known that kid since they were 6 months. It helps. Knowing the kids helps. It also helps when you have to deal with that sort of thing, with meltdowns and stuff like that, because you know how they react. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've got in the description box, I've got links for my Facebook page. So if you guys want to send me a message, you can send me a message through Facebook. I've also got my Goodreads page, links to my Goodreads page. I do read any comments in that on Facebook and my Goodreads. And I also put the links to the e-retailers for my novel. Most of them will have some sample chapters. I don't know if it was the Apple one, has like the first 5 or 6 chapters. So if you want to have a read, you're more than welcome to read the sample chapters. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions about anything or video requests, just let me know. And have a great day. Stay safe. And good luck with everything. Hope everyone ends up with getting their word goals done. See ya. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'll go and organize this. Bye. All right. Have a good day, Abigail and Jay, and everyone else who's attended the broadcast, and stay safe, guys. All right.